You're listening to the Manifesting Miracles podcast. By tuning in today, you're dialing into your frequency of abundance. I'm Michelle J. Lamont, your manifestation master and guide. Ever since 2016, I've been obsessively dedicating my life to uncovering, dissecting, and analyzing every aspect of the practices and modalities in which we call manifestation. You see, you are truly more powerful than you can even imagine and fully capable of manifesting miracles on the daily. I'm going to teach you how to attract a life beyond your wildest dreams using your own divine power. So let's get started manifesting your miracles right now. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It is time for us to align our highest version of consciousness and manifest things into our reality. My name is Michelle Juanita Lamont. I am a manifestation master, manifestation coach. I host a 3-time award-winning podcast. I'm a professional speaker, and I have a YouTube channel with dynamic videos on there to help you understand, perceive, conceptualize how to effectively manifest things into your reality. So if this is your first time tuning in, well, welcome to the collective. You haven't missed a single thing, and we have been waiting and praying and hoping that you would tune into this vibration while we could still all be friends and live in this reality. So I use this podcast as a way for anybody to learn how to manifest and become a conscious creator of a higher collective thinking, the science of consciousness, to understand how this world is created in order for us to co-collaborate in this reality. You see, manifesting isn't something that is just airy-fairy. It is actually something you've been doing your entire life. You've been manifesting. In fact, the first manifestation was manifesting into this body and deciding to come into this timeline at this space and time, which is one of the best. From what the Lightworkers Society and all of the mediums and psychics from around the world agree on, that this is the show. This is the big show, the 5D consciousness, watching an entire planet shift from the lower vibrational density of fear, of ego, of greed, of all of the low vibrational energies that do not emit a collective consciousness of hope, of being able to co-collaborate, of coming here for more than just to wake up, go to a job, be in a relationship, produce earthlings, humans, and then leave. It never really made a lot of sense to me, but from the way that I grew up and the way that I was indoctrinated into the earth thinking, it probably wouldn't have made a lot of sense to a lot of you. So now you're at a state and a place in your life where the universe has decided that you are part of the collective, and they've brought you either through a friend, a coworker, maybe you were just on Spotify looking up manifesting. Perhaps you saw somebody do a TikTok, a reel, you saw it on Facebook, you saw it on LinkedIn, you saw it on Pinterest. However, your team of angels and guides has decided to bring you to the awakened state where you're at right now. I know that my catalog of 190 podcasts and growing, 193 with this one or something to that effect, will help you in this journey. And the objective is to give you a catalog of information in order for you to manifest without having to buy a single thing from me, without having to engage with $1 or anything like that. Now, can you engage in that way with me? Absolutely. I offer all year long live group courses. So no matter what time of year, there's a new course coming up right now where you and I, me and you, will sit in a Zoom with the rest of our tribe, and for 3 to 4 weeks, every single week, communicate every single day and learn how to utilize all the things that you've been using and then take it to the next level. Hey, that level up is real. The level up is real. Hey, the level up is real. Hey, the level up is real. And so the universe is ready for you to manifest things into your reality. The fact that you showed up today for this podcast is proof of how much you want to manifest things into your reality. And as the famous Lao-Tzu, the philosopher Lao-Tzu, once said, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. And I am happy and excited to guide you on this journey. And there is definitely so much to go over. But today, I thought I would start discussing some of the laws, of the universal laws. There's so many, but I think there's like 7 to 12 that are the core, but there's so many universal laws. So I thought I would start going over some of these universal laws to help break it down for you to understand things a little bit better. And the one that I wanted to cover today is the Law of Oneness. So the Law of Oneness, it sounds like it might be selfish, like you want to, it's about you, but it's actually the opposite of that. It's the most beautiful law. The Law of Oneness, what it actually is that every single mind, every single consciousness, every single sentient being, lobsters included, every situation and every individual heartbeat, person, energy in every solar system, in every galaxy, on every planet are connected. So when they say, or you hear people talking about the different laws, the Law of Oneness means that we are all one universal collective. We're not Africans, we're not Australians, we're not Canadians, we're not French, we're not Europeans, we're not South Americans, we're not Colombians, we're not Americans. We're human beings. And the Law of Oneness allows us to not be in competition, and allows us to understand how important it is to raise the vibration. Now, you always hear me talking about energy, frequency, and vibration. Energy, frequency, and vibration. And so the Law of Oneness is that every thought that has ever been thought impacts everyone's reality. So take that in for a second. Every thought that has ever been thought impacts everyone's reality. That's why it's so essential to keep your vibration high, because you are literally impacting the rest of the world. There is only energy flow. The union of our collective consciousness on a galactic level, on a cosmic level, is that we are all one source energy. I call that one source energy God. But everybody has their own opinion of what that one source energy is and what it's called, and you have every right to believe what you want to believe. But the bigger arching component is this. We all came from one source. We're all sentient beings. We're all incarnated on the teaching planet called Earth, and we're all here to create our reality. Whether you think you're an avatar, whether you believe that you're quantum leaping, whether you believe that, or don't believe, that you have a higher consciousness, I want to assure you, absolutely assure you, that you have incarnated into this planet on this timeline to help the collective. Because the Law of Oneness dictates that everyone and everything is connected. It's a collective energy. And in this age of Aquarius, everyone is shifting their consciousness. And so I want to go over a couple of things that help us understand the Law of Oneness, because all of these different principles and laws help us manifest things into our vibrational reality. You see, everything is energy, then it's frequency, then it's vibration. Even that's the way it's broken down in physics. So the energy of something then creates a frequency in which it can be manifested, which then creates the vibration. So that means that you're now in a vibrational reality where yourself, your higher consciousness, God source energy, your angels, your guides, alternate universes, whatever it is that you believe in your core, can then produce the item, the thing, the person, the reality that is for your highest and best good. Doesn't mean that you get what you want. It means that you get what is best for you to continue on your path, for you to fulfill the purpose of your enlightened state, for you to come in here and be a co-collaborator with all of the conscious beings that are here right now. You see, my love, you are here to evolve humanity. You are here as a light being. You are here not as a human, but as energy. And then once you emanate that energy, it becomes a frequency. And this frequency is felt throughout the cosmos. In every reality, in every timeline, every single thought is impacting every single thing that you see, feel, and do. So one of the first situations that I want to bring to your awareness is the thought of, how do you use your so-called time? And I want to stress that time is a construct that is man-made. There is no time. There is no time. There is no space and time. It's just an illusion. But how are you participating in life on the Earth timeline, and how are you using that time? Are you spending it mostly worrying about financial issues? Are you spending it worrying about somebody loving you or finding somebody who loves you? Well, you just did. I love you. Boom. Manifested. Are you somebody who's trying to have a child or suffering from a terrible loss in your family, or whatever it might be? Whatever it is, your higher consciousness wants to know, how are you devoting your time on Earth? They want you to explore the planet. They don't want you to be sedentary capitalist beings who are walking around saying, I need this purse and I need this kind of shoe and I need this kind of car, because you can't take it with you now, can you? Now, if you've ever studied anybody who has had a near-death experience or gone down the rabbit hole of listening to near-death experiences, the very first thing that you hear from all around the world, from every walk of life, is the same thing. That the first thing when you transition into the next whatever it is an overwhelming sense of love, and that you automatically just forgive everything. Like, you were killed, you forgave them. You were raped, you forgave them. You were beaten, you forgave them. You were molested, you forgave them. You were cheated, you forgave them. You were somebody who hurt people, you're forgiven. And to some, that might seem just too annoying. I used to always seek vengeance, and I would use my time inappropriately. Meaning I would spend all day plotting and planning and watching the demise of the people that I wanted to destroy, who I felt had destroyed me. And all of that energy was so egotistical in that I had no real connection to higher consciousness. I really did not spend my time creating. I spent my time either arguing, defending myself, strategizing ways to make a lot of money, or fighting with my at that time whoever was abusing me or taking advantage of me. So my whole life felt like a motherfucking battle, a war, and nobody cared what happened to Michelle. Nobody cared if she ate. Nobody cared if she slept. Nobody cared if she was warm. Nobody cared if she had a wrapped present for a birthday or a Christmas. And so I had a lot of anger in this life, and I had a lot of frustration, and finally divorcing my husband led me to my episode 2, unaliving myself. And then waking up in this new timeline and reality in which I would go back to school to learn mindfulness cognitive therapy, to get to be certified by Yale as a happiness expert. And I changed the consciousness of how I was using time, because I understood that my time was very precious and that I was here for a bigger cause. And then that led me to start speaking on stages, doing TEDx, speaking across the world, creating speaking tours, creating my ebook, creating this podcast, and now seeing you in my next live course. All year long, I have 2 courses that I offer: Into the Mystic and Manifesting Manifestors Masterclass. These have no prerequisite. You just have to be a conscious being who wants to evolve and learn very powerful ways to use modalities in this lifetime. And so I want to help you elevate your consciousness by understanding the laws, the manifesting, the principles, explore and seek. So one of the next things that I want to touch on is negative people, because I was the queen of negativity. First of all, I would gossip about every anybody who had something good going on, I would dissect it. Well, like, oh, of course she's got it. She's got a rich husband. Well, of course she's got it. She's got that kind of parents. And of course they have this because, they had this and this and this and this and so on and so forth. And my negative thinking led me to have terrible acne, health condition after health condition, miscarriage after miscarriage. I have a C-section scar and no baby. And I was in my ego-driven state that I had to be proven right on every single situation. I couldn't even play board games with people because I would have to win. And if I didn't win, I would be so angry for days and days and days, thinking about how that person got one over on me. But in the law of oneness, you have to start understanding that negative people are a reflection of who your energetic being really is. So if you're running into negative person after negative person after negative person, you're going to have to realize that the law of oneness is saying that you're more of a vibrational match to somebody who is in that state than somebody who is in a higher consciousness state. And if that's the situation you're in right now, I am living proof that that will change. And I want you to understand that when you switch out of this ego mentality where you are just constantly comparing yourself to others or pining after somebody who has a Lambo and you have a Honda, like that noise. That is such a waste of your time, because we know from near-death experiences that this is never even part of the equation. Nobody tallies up your wins in the next level. They say energetically, how did you behave in this consciousness? My next live group course is now open for enrollment. So hey, listen, it's called Into the Mystic. It's a powerful 4-week course that teaches you everything. I mean, everything you need to know about manifesting your unlimited abundance. I want you to join me and meet your new tribe of connected, spiritual, and dynamic souls from around the world who are also stepping into their level up season. Now listen, this is the best part. There are only 20 seats. So if you have any doubts, I have answers. Right there in my show notes, just click over. I offer a free call about any of the things that I offer. So let's get out of the doubt and into you changing and revolutioning your life with Into the Mystic. In the science of the consciousness, you have to see when somebody is super negative that they have an SOS. They have a painful existence. When I see people that I dislike, or I'm very angry at somebody who, abused children or abused animals, abused the elderly, I want to get into my ego state and start judging them. I want to get into my ego state and start being angry and start being judgmental. But I have to remember that these people are also created by the same creator who created me and the things that I love. And that there is a reason that we need this character or this energy in our reality. And most of it is to learn how to let go of judgment. And in the law of oneness, when you raise your vibrational point of attraction in your chakra energy system, you start to shift from being somebody who life is happening to somebody who life is creating. You see, God is in everyone, period. Let me say that again. The universal energy of the universe, which I call God, is in everyone, period. No matter how much you are pissed off at them, no matter who they are in our history books, no matter what happened, they were created by the same people, by the same energy, by the same entity, not people, the same entity that created your mom, that created your favorite animal, your best friend, the thing that drives you, your child, whatever it is that you absolutely see as perfect. The thing that you have to see, and what the law of oneness calls for us to understand, is that when you see yourself, you know that your collective consciousness is in fact impacting everybody. So when you sit in a state of anger or disillusionment or disappointment, or you're disenfranchised with the way that life is going, you are then putting fear out into the universe. You're then putting anger out into the universe. You're then putting all of these things out into the universe, and the universe is being impacted on a galactic level, and so are you. You see, when you start to understand that you yourself are one with the trees and the planet and the animals and the people and the solar systems and the universes, you start to understand that the reason that you came in contact with that person, place, situation, or thing is so that you could let go of the ego. And the ego is what? Edging God out. EGO. And in order for us to shift into a different reality where we're not sitting there in such judgment of everything, forgiving one person or a situation every single day of your life is raising that vibration. And eventually, when somebody comes and yells at you, and you can listen to some of my episodes where I give examples of somebody spitting in my face, and I just held the intention of love, and I held the intention of forgiveness, and I held the intention of growth, that God changed that person almost instantly. We are so powerful that our energy impacts everybody in our reality, including the people that we run into, including the people that we come in contact with. And we create these, what we call villains or ego-driven realities, so that we can shift paradigms and become conscious creators, and that we can forgive the person, the situation, and the person, because we understand that they are only suffering. They're stuck in a timeline in which everything sucks. And I get it, because I've been there. I remember one day I was taking the bus to go bus tables. And then after I had a busing tables shift, I had a waiting tables shift. And I was sitting in a bus, and I looked over and I saw these two girls, probably the same age as me, in a convertible, laughing, having fun. And here I was in a bus on the way to my third job. And I got so angry, I rolled down the window and I spit on them. My whole consciousness was anger. All I had was vitriol. Now, if you were my nieces or my nephews or my dogs, you thought I walked on water. You thought I was the nicest person in the world because I loved you. But everybody else, I loathed. And so part of my spiritual awakening included being able to shift out of my ego state, my edging God out state, and want that person who's in the convertible having fun to have even more fun. When I see somebody really enjoying life, I'm like, yeah, they got it. Yeah. Or I see somebody like really elevated in this world, or really conscious, or even somebody who is just a dick. I'll go up to them and I'll share my love with them, and I'll love bomb them into saying like, what is wrong with this chick? And I'm going to say LOVE, baby. And when I see people who have way more money than me, or babies or relationships or whatever it is that somebody might look at me and say I'm missing, I say I'm glad your path worked out the way that yours did, and I'm glad the way that mine worked out the way it is. I couldn't imagine being any other version of me than the one that it took to get here. Because I had to suffer all those bumps and bruises in order to be in this higher consciousness and shifting my energy to collective thinking as opposed to individualized thinking. So the law of oneness is, although it's deceptive, you think that it's talking about you and you alone, it's talking about that we are all one. And that we are all impacting each other in everything that we do. And we can't get away from it. And for us to actually understand what it means to be in the collective, it means that you are coming into it caring about the earth, being conscientious, helping total strangers with no benefit to you at all, to helping the animals, to being kind to people that other people look down at, and to be compassionate and understanding when you meet somebody that you just cannot stand. Because when we send love instead of judgment and hate and anger, we manifest a higher level of consciousness. And when we're in a higher level of consciousness, we are thinking better, we're creating differently, and we're not in this lack and fear and scarcity reality anymore. It's like you literally time jump into a new state of being. And in that new state of being, as the collective creator that you are, in every solar system, in every dynamic universe, in every collective consciousness reality, everything that you have ever wanted is now blooming and growing. Those seeds are being planted, those conversations are being had, and those situations are being moved around, so your earth experience is phenomenal. But you have to let go of all of the indoctrination of separateness, of race, class, creed, sexual orientation, age, where we are on the planet, where we are financially. And now I'm in a state of being where I can't even think in lack. Do I get stressed out? Obviously. Do I have things I have to work on? Of course, I'm human. But I'm a high conscious living human who understands the complexity in which you are creating in and is trying very deeply to help you shift into a higher dimensional state of being. If people can hate for no reason, then I can love for any reason I want. And I want to love you. I want to honor you by teaching you and helping you. And that's why I want to see you in my next group class. And I want to do one-on-one coaching with you. Because we have such a limited time here on the earth plane and in this consciousness. And with just a little tweaks and turns, you can really shift and evolve your life quite quickly. I get so many testimonials that I think it's kind of like too much sometimes for me to share them because it's not my way, I guess. But I can tell you that in the 27 months since I started this podcast, that the impact of the lives that I have touched and then those lives have then touched bring me to my knees and make me want to go harder and stronger and help more and grow and evolve more. And I want you to be one of those people. I want you to be one of the people that are here on this consciousness, creating unlimited abundance, being happy, being free, and stop collecting things and start collecting experiences. Start living to have your children understand you better instead of buying them something. Live in a reality in which you are co-collaborating with God's source energy, and you don't live in shame and in fear and insecurity. You don't need any diploma or degree. You just have to be a higher conscious being. And you are. And I know that because you're here now. And so I send you with my deepest love and my deepest appreciation and all of the good wishes that I have for everybody. I want you to hear right now, I love you. And I'm so proud of you. You have overcome so much, my love. And it's time for you to understand that it's okay for you to be happy. It's okay for you to have excitement, for you to get on that path and to awaken the highest version of yourself. And I promise you, on this other side, it is unbelievable. Now, is it easy? In the beginning, it's very rough. And a lot of things have to happen for you to get through this. But once you've been chosen by the universe to be a conscious collector and your enlightened being awakens, you can never go back to sleep. The universe just won't have it. They're like, okay, we got her. We're going to hook, line, and sink. That's why I ask that all of you share this podcast with everybody that you can and everybody that you know. You are helping in the law of oneness every individual, every situation, and understanding that everything is connected, and that their law of oneness is that we are one universal consciousness. And so I want you to understand this on a cellular level. I want you to know that I want you to trust that the path for you is protected and is enlightened. I want you to explore this big blue marble. I want you to care about the people that nobody cares about. And I want you to know that I care deeply for you. And my number one goal in everything that I do is to elevate you and to help you in any way that I can. So please, no matter what you're doing, go and listen to another episode of mine and another episode and another episode and another episode. Don't go a single day without listening. The energy that is being emanated through this microphone and into the cosmos is your cosmic currency, and it's going to help you unlock your ancestral abundance on every level. So, no matter who you are or where you are on this little blue marble or wherever you are in consciousness, I'm Michelle Juanita Lamont, and I love you. All right, producers, it's time to wrap up and cue that music. So my name is Michelle Juanita Lamont. We have been talking about the law of oneness. This is Manifesting Miracles with Michelle J. Lamont, a podcast that makes manifesting a snap. So until next time, or until I see you in my next group course, I love you, and I can't wait to see you manifest things into your reality. Thanks for listening to this episode of Manifesting Miracles. Now it's time for you to take action. I invite you to hang out with me just a little bit more by signing up for my newsletter. You'll get instant exclusive access to the practices that will chart your own path to abundance and yes, spark that highest version of you. Head to the show notes right now so you don't miss a thing. Now listen, I fucking believe in you. And it's now time for you to win, win, win! Yes! Yes!